Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Loka Seva Gurukulam, free online classes in science. How are you all? Fine? I think you enjoyed the 2 lessons so far about stars and the solar system. Shall we go some more details? Okay. So what we have studied so far about celestial objects. What is celestial objects? We know objects. You have got pen, pencil, scale, rubber, book, all this, all called objects. Is it not? So celestial object means what? The object which are in the space. What is space? Space is empty thing, but it will look like a huge semi-spherical bowl, hemisphere bowl, correct? So you see some objects there. What are the objects you see there? On a clear, cloudless night. Are you following what I am telling? Clear, cloudless night. If you observe this sky, we find so many objects. Example, yeah, stars. What else? Which is the brightest one? Brightest one is moon, correct? So you see stars, you see moon, etc., etc. In the daytime you have got your dearest and nearest. What is it? Sun, correct? So all these are called celestial objects. And also we have studied that the celestial objects are studied in a separate branch of science called as astronomy. Astronomy is a branch of science which deals with the celestial objects, their movements, is not, their birth, their death, or their collisions, of course no collision of course, and their patterns, you can say. All these are studied in astronomy. And about moon, most familiar from kids to the age-old people. Everybody enjoys the moon, correct? You have seen in the moonlight. And our eyes are compared to Chandrama Manaso Jataha. Eyes are compared to sun, is it not? And the mind is compared to moon, correct? That is what Shastra says. So anyway, moon is a satellite of the earth. What is a satellite? Satellite is an object which goes around the planet. Is it not? Moon is a natural satellite. Who was the first man to land on the moon? It was, correct, Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the first American scientist who landed on the moon, made a record in the world record. Is it not? In a vehicle called Apollo 11 spaceship. And also you have studied about phases of the moon. That will be what is called as waxing and waning. So all of us are familiar with one of the advantages of the astronomy is to know about almanacs, what they call Panchanga. And there is a mention of Amavasya and Purnima. Full moon day is called as Purnima new moon day is called as Amavasya. Correct? And between these, the size of the moon from new moon day to full moon day, it go on increasing. And full moon day to new moon day, it go on decreasing. And we see what is called as phase, only one phase of the moon, because the moon has two movements. One is rotation, another is revolution. The rotation period and revolution period of the moon are same, say 29 days approximately. So that's why you can see the only one phase of the moon. Correct? And there is a continuous movement of the moon around the earth. At the same time, earth also going around the sun. Correct? So these are a very beautiful phenomenon that is happening all around us. So the phases of the moon changes because of the relative motion of the moon around the earth. Okay? These are all the things what you have studied, some of the things what you have studied in the previous chapters. Shall we pass on to home assignment? How many have done it? Okay, first question is, how is the moon surface? For us to look, when you see in the full moon day, we see some black patches. What are they called? Moon surface is dusty and barren. So it is not, even surface. It is not as we see from our bare naked eyes. There are many craters. What is craters? Pits are there. Big pits. How are they formed? It may be due to collision of meteor into the moon surface, or an asteroid, or some other planet or something like that. So the craters are formed. There will be nothing but pits formed on the surface of the moon. And these craters are of different sizes. Okay? And it has a large number of steep and high mountains, as large as the tallest mountains on the earth, like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Kailas Parvat, and so on. So like that, big mountains are there, and lot of craters also there. Just like the earth, it has got ups and downs. Okay? So that is how the surface of the moon is made up of. And second question, who and when was the first landing on the moon by man took place? What was his remark? It was Neil Armstrong. Which country? Neil Armstrong from USA. Actually, first scientist who went to space was Yuri Gagarin. But Neil Armstrong was the first scientist from USA to land on the moon on July 2nd, 1969. Can I name other two members who also went with him? Yeah, Edwin Aldrin, Michael Collins. Correct? Aldrin also got down second time, but Collins was in the spaceship only. It's a very interesting, and challenging. The landing on the moon was very challenging, but they successfully done it. After them, many others had done that mission. Okay? He remarked that. So next question is, what was his remark? One small step for a man. Man means who? Neil Armstrong. But one giant leap for the mankind, he said. So up to that 1969, nobody venture or were dare enough to do that historical event. So he said it was a giant leap, means big change. So small step for man like Neil Armstrong, but a big step, bold step. So for the mankind, that's why in a small young age itself you must develop a self-confidence, having faith in oneself. So this was the scientist. Of course, there were three over there. They had a lot of confidence, lot of hard working, sincere hard working was there. Okay. And now let us see today's topic. First one is about stars. And then you have about light years. The distance of the stars is measured by a unit called light years. And there is one interesting star called as pole star, also called as Dhruva Nakshatra. Let us know these three things today. Okay. So what are stars? So this is a small picture of stars. They are if you observe carefully in a dark night, we find thousands of stars twinkling on the sky. Not thousands. Of course, for our naked eye, you can see about 4,500 stars at a time. But there are millions of stars. But to look at the stars, they should be cloudless. The sky must be cloudless. So you cannot see in the rainy season. Usually there will be clouds. Okay. So they are nothing but twinkling. I heard a song in primary class, I think class 5. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You heard? Up above the sky. So twinkling. So that is the difference between a planet and a star. Planets do not twinkle. Stars twinkle. Planets are relatively smaller distances from the earth, whereas stars are large distance, millions of kilometers away. And planets are limited in number, whereas stars are huge in number. There are more than 10 to the power of 22 stars. It is approximately told. So stars are self-illuminating heavenly bodies. Self-illuminating. For example, sun is there. Sun is a very small star. An average. So sun is also a star. The average star. So self-illuminating means having its own light. And they are very huge in size. Now a doubt may arise. Where does this stars or sun get energy? The scientific study says it is because of nuclear fusion. Hydrogen getting converted into helium. And this fusion of the nucleus gives enormous amount of energy which comes out in the form of light and heat. So the other stars are million times farther away than the sun. Hence the huge stars appear very small in size. So you should not have impression that stars are very small and they are very near. For example, if there is a football in my hand, the same football if you keep in a distance of 100 meters away, how it looks? Small in size, correct? Aeroplane. Most of you might have seen aeroplane in the airport. The airport is so big, correct? And the same aeroplane, when it goes up, looks like a small bird. Why it is? And look from here, we feel, oh, this is very small aeroplane. But there will be so many people inside. So many luggage will be there. How is it? It looks so small. Because of distance. So here also, the stars appear very small in size. Okay? And one more interesting thing. The sun is about 150 million kilometers away from the earth. 150 million. Million means how much? It has 6 zeros. So 150 million means followed by, you can say 15 crores. 150 million kilometers away from the earth. That is the nearest star we have. After sun, we have the next star nearest, called as Proxima Centauri. Note the names. 3-4 times you have to repeat it. Proxima Centauri, also called as Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri, which is almost 4.3 light years away. What is the light years? Light year is the unit of measuring the distance of the stars. Why you want that distance? For example, to measure your table, length of the table or desk, we will have a scale. What you call it as foot ruler, 1 foot, that is measured. So we say 6 foot, 6 feet in length and about 2 feet in breadth, we can call it, correct? So they use a scale there. And here the stars are at a very, very huge distance. That's why they use a new unit called as light year, which we will going to study now shortly after this. So what is this beautiful? This is what is called solar system, the family of the sun. And which is the center? At the center we have sun, S-U-N. It is not S-O-N. What is S-O-N? S-O-N refers to son. You are the son of your father or mother, okay? And both, of course, correct? That is S-O-N. This is S-U-N. So it is one of the beautiful source of energy. So sun has a big family of planets. These are the planets shown here. Nearest is called Mercury, brightest is called Venus, the blue colored planet called our Mother Earth. Then you have Mars, and then you have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are the planets. Not only planets, we have got what are called as meteors, comets, asteroids, and so on. All these together are called as solar system. What do? They go around the sun. And the distance of these are measured by a unit called as light year. The distance travelled by a ray of light in 1 year at the rate of 3 lakh kilometers per second. So don't think it is a very small unit. Per second 3 lakhs. So 3 lakh means how much? 10 to the power of 5. 1 lakh means 5 zeros. That is per second. Per minute how much? Into 60. 1 hour is equal to how many minutes? 60. 1 day is equal to how many hours? 24. 1 year means how many days? 365, 1 by 4. You can say 365. So that is the figure of 1 light year. You just multiply and show me next class. Okay, so this is 1 light year. Even this scale also very small. Now they are trying to find some other bigger in it. So this is what is called 1 light year. So this is for second, this is for minute. Just calculate, come on, we are good in mathematics. This is for hour, this is for day, this is for year. So distance travelled by a ray of light in 1 year is called 1 light year. Correct? So that is 1 unit of measuring it. You note it down. Try to work out. In this distance, the distance of the sun from the earth is about 8 light minutes. Means what? If a ray of light starts from earth today at say 6 o'clock, the ray of light starts from the sun today towards the earth. It reaches after 8 minutes. 6 o'clock it starts, it reaches by 6 o'clock 8 minutes. So that is the meaning. Okay, that is called light minutes. Actually it is something like 7.8 or so. Okay, but approximately 8 light minutes. Light minutes means light year. In the measurement of light years, it is around 8 light minutes. Now some more important facts about stars. The stars are present in the sky during the daytime also. So interesting. But you are not able to see it, correct? Why? Because they are not visible because of the bright sunlight. So don't think that these planets or these stars are not there in the daytime. They are there in the daytime also, but we are not able to see it because of the brightness of the sunlight. The stars appear to move from east to west. Do you know all the directions? Of course, some may doubt. How to know the direction at a place? Suppose you are going in a train or in a bus or in a flight. You must know which direction you are moving. How to locate the direction? Stand in front of the sun. So this direction facing sun is called as, come on, east. Opposite to the sun is called as west. And left to the east, perpendicular to it, is called as north. Right, it is called as south. So east, west, north, south. Are you following? So know the direction of important. Okay. So here what happens? Earth rotates from west to east, from here to here, like this. Okay. So that's why we can see the stars to move from east to west. Then you may ask where they are moving. Everything is in motion. In this universe, even you are also movement. You may be sitting there. But what is moving in your body? Yeah, blood is moving, air is moving, and cells, every cell has got atoms. And that atoms, there will be electrons, they will be continuously moving. So everything, whole universe is in motion. And the stars are from east to west. That is what they look like. A star which is rises in the east in the evening and sets in the west in the early morning. Just opposite to that what you see. Because of the direction of movement of the earth. Okay. Now let us do a small activity. Suppose you are standing, if you stand in the center of the big room and start rotating, going around, and then we will see objects to move in opposite direction. Correct? So if you start moving in a place, what is this you are seeing here? This is a train. How many have traveled in train? All. Yeah, you might have traveled in train. Have you observed that when you are seeing in the window of the train, all the trees will be going back? Have you seen it? Okay, just like that. So when you are moving in a train, we see the trees and buildings move in the opposite direction. Actually, they are not moving. Looks like that. Because we are moving from, say, east to west. The train is moving from east to west. All the trees, buildings, all look like moving from west to east. It's a very interesting phenomenon. So also, the sun or the solar system, all look like moving in the opposite direction. And there is one important star about which we are to study little, that is called pole star. Pole star also called as Dhruva Nakshatra. Why that Dhruva? Who was a Dhruva? Dhruva is the name of a child prodigy, child devotee, son of Uttanapada, and he has become he has got a permanent place in the space, the form of a star, because of his devotion. After doing a penance for about 14 years, why he went to tapas or penance? One day he wanted to sit in the lap of the father, but his brother was sitting there. So he was neglected. Then he decided that I must sit on the lap of the father. For that, he wanted to do tapas or penance, the Lord Vishnu. And what was the mantra he chanted? Correct? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That was a mantra he chanted by the blessings of Narada Muni. Small child of about 8 years went for penance. Purpose was to sit on the lap of the father. And because of his sincere devotion, Lord Vishnu appeared in front of him and blesses him. He asks him, what do you want? Then he says, he has forgotten why he is doing tapas. Then Lord only speaks through him. You have come here to sit on the lap of the Father. Your name will be permanent in this universe. And that name will be what is called as pole star. That is a mythological story in the Indian philosophy. Okay. So the pole star is a star which is situated in the direction of the Earth's axis. And one interesting thing is, this pole star is fixed. The position of pole star is fixed. Where can you see it? You can see it in the northern direction, this direction, and that place is fixed because it lies close to the axis of rotation of the Earth. Suppose you have, as you know, Earth is rotating. What is the speed of Earth's rotation? Anybody? In which speed this Earth is rotating? 30 kilometers per second. Such a speed is rotating. But do you feel it? No. Why don't you feel it? Because it's a compassion of the Lord. Just like air is blowing all around us, we don't see it. So here the pole star is situated on the axis of the Earth and it does not appear to move. Okay, you can have a small activity for that. Take an umbrella like this. All of you have seen umbrella? Of course, you remember only when there is rain, right? And some of them may use in the summer also for heat. So here there is an umbrella and what you have to do? Take an umbrella and open it. So open that umbrella, make about 10 to 15 stars out of white paper. So take white paper, make stars. Paste one star at the position of the central rod. See, this is one star here in the central rod. Okay, and all others are pasted in different places. For every spoke, one star is to be fixed. So what do you see there? Now rotate the umbrella by holding the central rod in your hand. Observe the stars on the umbrella. So rotate that. You can try today only. Make small stars with paper, right? Paste it on every spokes. In the center you fix up one and rotate. Rotate the middle rod. What do you find? We observe that the middle star remains as it is. That's how the pole star is situated, fixed direction. All stars will be rotating, correct? So this is all about pole star. Now let us go to home assignment. First question, define light year. What is the meaning of the statement? The nearest star Alpha Centauri is 4.3 light years away. We call it as alpha also, Proxima also, both are same. The stars appear to move from east to west. Why? What is so special about the pole star? Okay, now let us hear what Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai says. Okay, so very short and sweet message we hear. When education is offered without a price, means without taking money. Nowadays everywhere you have no money is to be poured except government schools. Lot of money you have to spend. Is it not? Even for nursery school they charge to 30,000, 40,000 per year, even for a day scholars. Some schools are there which will charge up to lakhs. So Sadguru says, without price, then it becomes priceless. So when one gets educated without giving money, his value will be very high. He will be like a diamond. Correct? That's what he says, showing the importance of education. Okay? So come prepared for the home assignment. Thank you.